Wake up, Mitch and Angie C on the radio. Good morning. We appreciate you for having us on 93.9 My FM. Also online at myfm939.com. And of course, the show after the show, you can always get the replays 24/7, 365 at MyFM TV on YouTube. So check that out as that's growing each and every day, Angie C.
Each and every day.
Thanks to the new people coming aboard to the Wake Up Show in MyFM.
One subscriber at a time.
All right. Jane Pigg, our boss, she's going to join us twice this morning. First up, she's here bright and early at 7:30. Angie, she's here early.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, we're going to talk about some new hairstyle and all, but we'll do all that at 8:30. We got some important stuff to talk about now, but so hang on for all that. Jane, good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Good
Morning.
All right, on the phone with us, we got our distinguished representative, Richie. Good morning, Richie.
Good morning. Good morning. Hope y'all are doing well.
We are doing great. Thank you for joining us. So we got a big announcement we'll get to shortly, but most people around here know that in the fall, usually we have the Veterans Dinner of Chesterfield County. So that's become an absolute big annual event going on. And Richie's a big part of this, putting it all together. Jane Pigg, My FM, WCRE is always a part of this. Angie's sang at the event before. So it's near and dear to everybody's heart around here. So, Jane, you and Richie can talk about the big Veterans Dinner since y'all be a big part of that before we get to the big announcement.
Okay, well, we've got the date for the Veterans Dinner this year. So all of our veterans need to go ahead and mark your calendars for Thursday, October 29. This Thursday.
Back on schedule this year.
Yes, we are. Last year we had to, we had some issues and had to move it around a little bit, but had an awesome dinner. And so all of our veterans, go ahead and put it on your calendar this year.
So, Richie, tell us a little bit about this Veterans Dinner, what happens every year, and what people can expect that's never been a part of it, and how they can be a part of it this year.
Well, what happens every year is we try to get gifts. You know, we'll start from start to finish. We try to go out and get gifts and to be able to give, to kind of make it fun, kind of like one of those banquets. It's a short, sweet veteran event. We don't keep them there all night. We try to stick by the clock. We're on time. I think, Jane, we start at 6 sharp. Doors open at 5:30.
Or 5 o'clock. Veterans are always on time and ahead of time.
Veterans normally start getting there early.
Yeah.
And transportation with carts and all are provided for parking. They go up there. Once the meal is ready, we actually start serving it early to keep them so we don't keep them there all night. It's a sit down. We serve the meal. The sheriff's department helps, the deputies, and a lot of youth come in and help. They actually sit down and serve them a meal like in a restaurant, bring it to them. And it's 1800 sharp. We get up. We post the colors, bless the food, and sometimes we have a special guest speaker. I've been a guest speaker. I chose to do that one time to honor our folks. It's a process that started, as I retired out of the Air Force and came into our South Carolina house. Nothing really we done. I mean, we had the Veterans Parade, but nothing really just to honor our veterans. And we threw the thing around, and I was talking with Jane, and said, why don't we do this, Jane? And the first one we had, it started over a Bojangles biscuit in Chesterfield with some of the old-timers. Jane's dad was one of them, and we were talking, and they said, well, let's just do it. And so we got together and had some folks cook it and did it at the YMCA, and we'd seen right fast it was not big enough at the YMCA. Made a lot of adjustments the first year. We've had musicians come in. We've had guest speakers from Colonels, enlisted Kentucky, come down as well, all over to be and speak. And normally we're done in an hour. We try to keep it short, simple, and to the point, but enjoyable and educational and something beneficial. And we do that, and then at the end is when we give away the gifts that we have collected. Last year, one of y'all's sponsors sponsored a big gift, give out a recliner from Jones Furniture, and that was huge. Gas gift cards from different folks and different elected officials and different companies or whatever have been able to do that. And we try to leave there with and usually about 90% of everybody gets something. Sometimes we have more gifts, and everybody's guaranteed to get something. Just depends on how many gifts we've had donated. It's a great meal. It's been outstanding, and this year is something special. I've talked with some of what I call my old timers, some of my comrades and my veterans. We have two very special people from Chesterfield County that are in service, that are getting ready to retire. One is Major General Jeff Jones from Chesterfield County. This will be his last official event as, the senior leader in South Carolina, number 2 in command of the entire state. And the other is Norris McCall. Norris is the senior enlisted leader for the entire state, and both of them are retiring at the same time. So what we're going to do, this Veterans Dinner is kind of a little bit different, but it's the same. We honor our veterans, but this year our veterans are going to honor 2 men that have came to every event that we've asked them to come to in this county. They've come, they've done any school, any church, any parade, any veterans event that is going on. You call those 2, and it doesn't matter how busy they are, they always seem to find a way that one of them comes back home and speaks, does whatever they need to do, and they're, Norris still lives here, his family's here. So we're going to honor our veterans, but it's going to be dedicated to General Jones and Command Sergeant Major Norris McCall, and it's going to be a very special event with their retirement, and we're just going to celebrate. They started their career right there. This is ironic, at the old armory in Chesterfield where we have it, and many of our folks served there. And so we're just going to have a great time, and we have them come from all corners of the county. That's what I love about this event. It's one time that it's, we're politicians. It's going to be, everything's political to a point, but it's one time where nobody's political. Nobody's from, you all know, and y'all deal with football. You know as well as I do. In this county, where you from depends. You're going to argue about football. You're going to argue about sports. You're from Chirral, you're not going to like someone from this town. You're from Payson, you're not going to like somebody from this town. McBee, Ruby, Mount Croghan, Chesterfield, the Patrick, the four corners, so to speak. We're going to have our disagreements, and that's just the way we are. But this is one night where we all come together. None of us is from Chirral. None of us is from Payson. We're all just veterans that night. None of us are Republicans. None of us are Democrats. We're not black. We're not white. We're comrades together. And we cut up. We have a good time. We're just together. And it's a night of solidarity in Chesterfield, and we have fun. I think I summed that up pretty good, Jane.
I think right? So. Absolutely. And all veterans are invited. There is no charge whatsoever. You don't need to RSVP. Just show up.
Yeah, and if you're a spouse or a widow, we don't turn our backs on our widows. They're still welcome, and they've always been part of the family. I think that's what's so unique about this. We don't forget our spouses that may be left behind, or our Gold Star families. We still try our best to take care of them, and they come as well. So we have a full family there.
All right, so the big event is coming up in October again this year. We're back on schedule, so it's coming up in October. And you got a big, big, big announcement to make about this year's event, Richie. It keeps getting bigger every year.
Yeah, I don't know how it gets any bigger than this. Well, you all, I think you know that I retired out of the Air Force, and so I am a little bit biased to what we do, and the branches. I mean, that's just, and they know that, and every branch military person should be, because that's what we've done. Well, a few months back, I put in a request, and I didn't. And I said, well, we're not going to get that request. So I put it in anyway. And this request was through the Department of War, through the Department of the Air Force, requesting the Air Force Band. The Air Force Band has several different types of bands, and this, a big group, different ensembles, and this, that, and the other. Well, yesterday after I got through touring the Yorktown, we were touring the Yorktown, going over seeing what has happened, what's going on with that, and enjoying life. And look, and now my phone was ringing, and it was a name I didn't know, and it was a D.C. area number, and I'm like, what in the world? So I answered the phone, and it was Sergeant Brown with the Air Force Band, and he asked me about our event, and I honestly, Mitch, I said, what event are you talking about? You know, in my mind, I just wasn't thinking that, hey, the Air Force Band is coming to Chesterfield, and so we talked. I said, oh yeah, I put in that thing months ago. I said, I know y'all probably can't come to a little small town, small county like that for this, and he wanted me to describe it, and I told him what we do and how we feed them and what we're doing this year. He said, and he told me, and he said, well, what we'll do is I wanted to talk with you and get the information, and I'll let you know. We'll let you know if you get approved. So I immediately called, a few friends and told them. Jane was one of them. Said, look, you ain't gonna believe this. They're actually considering it.
Yeah, that was amazing. Mm-hmm. That was absolutely amazing.
And then within 5 minutes, an email popped up, and man, something must be wrong already. They said they could have just told me, my mind, negative Joe. I was like, man, they could have just told me they weren't going to come. That'd have been a whole lot easier. I read an email, and they have approved the Blue Aces Air Force Band to come to Chesterfield on October 29th.
Wow.
And
awesome.
That is, you can go to their website, but the Blue Aces, now, understand, this is not they're all one band, but they break them up in different groups so they can go all over the country and all over in different sizes. This Blue Aces band, I think, is going to be great. They're dynamic, they're versatile, and they built to inspire. They're one of what they call the premier musical ensembles that they have. They call them high energy ensembles. Delivers great concerts across the nation. Mitch, and I think you and Angie like this. They perform a lot of top 40 hits from the past decades, kind of like our radio station.
So they play it all too.
Yeah, and it says that they're Americana repertoire spans pop, rock, jazz, and country, a blend that connects with audiences of every generation. So I'm getting excited. It says sets to full throttle. They've even done full throttle rock shows. So, and they're going to be doing it. They've shared the stage with Brooks and Dunn, ZZ Top, things like that, folks like that. This band is supposed to be able to deliver stuff that moves the people, lifts our spirits, and inspires patriotism where they're at. And I'm excited that they're coming. Barring any military, you know how that is. Anytime you tie in the military, as long as nothing doesn't happen, nothing doesn't come up, they're approved to come to Chesterfield to celebrate our veterans, to celebrate the retirement of General Jones and Norris McCall. I'm just excited to be able to have a world-renowned band coming to our county for that.
Thursday, October 29, veterans. You are invited. Put it on your calendar now. This is the 12th annual Veterans Dinner. We've had a lot of veterans that have been every single year. So.
Yeah, and some over 100 years old.
Yes, that's exactly right. Mr. Will Reed, 106.
Last year, I believe we had two veterans. That was between both of them. They were 212 years.
Awesome.
211. Something might have been 7, but it was over 200 years between two of them. Both of them was over 100 years old.
Awesome.
One from Payson, one from Chirral. And Jane, I will say this, we've never went out and asked for sponsorships, but normally we have to provide a motel room or a place to stay for the band. With that's just so it isn't paid with taxpayer dollars. So
that's right.
We will be probably reaching out to some folks trying to make sure we got their motel or wherever we put them covered. So if anybody's listening, they can get up with you.
Yes.
Because Richie, I don't handle any money, and they can just provide a room if they want to. And we'll announce who sponsored that.
This is exciting. I'm excited. Thank you. I'll have to say, I was not pessimistic, but I wasn't real optimistic. But holy cow, we got them.
Yeah, we got them, and it's just I can tell you, I was doubtful, Joe. I didn't have any belief that they were coming. I'm like, I need to start because we want this to be special. We want it to be great. We've been doing this since I got elected. We missed 1 year with COVID, and then we went back to it and handed out. And last year after my dad passed, we got a little behind and wasn't able to plan it, and but we made it happen, and it was great. And this year, I said, we're not going to get off track. It's always been toward right after my birthday in October, before Veterans Day. And so, man, I'm ready to kick it off. So we're going to start seeing that. The flyers are going to start coming out real soon. And we're just going to have a great time.
Veterans, and put it on your calendar. Put it on your calendar.
And, Jane, I think, did I send you the link to the Air Force Band yesterday?
Yes, we did. Yes.
So you'll be able to put that out, see them. Look them up. They're called the Blue Aces Air Force Band. They're with the U.S. Air Force Heritage of America Band, the whole group. So you can look them up and look them up on YouTube. You can look them up all over the place and see what they're going to be doing. And they're going to be here in Chesterfield County October 29th. Great day for our veterans. Great day for our county.
We know this is near and dear to your heart, being a retired Air Force veteran. We have other listeners who also retired from the Air Force, and they're excited about this already with this news this morning. It's going to be a big night, Thursday, October 29th at the Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office, the annual Veterans Dinner here in Chesterfield County, the 12th annual event with the United States Air Force Heritage of America Band, the Blue Aces joining us. And you got anything else to add, Jane? I see your hands moving over there.
We're just excited, so make your plans. Thank you, Richie.
Richie, thank you for your service. Thank you for what you do for Chesterfield County, and we really appreciate you for joining us with this big news this morning.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it so much.
All right, we'll be in touch with you because you know what's coming up soon, Richie.
Hey, that's right. Football.
All right, Mr. Voice of Chesterfield Golden Rams.
Golden Rams.
Hey, whatever y'all do, don't mess up my box now.
Whatever.
How it gets. Just y'all able to put a dead mic in there, anything. So don't mess it up.
Not anymore, Richie. Them was the good old days.
All right.
Take care, bud. Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody tune in to Rams Radio, Chirral Braves Radio, Might Be Panthers Radio, and Central Eagles. We'll be having a good time every Friday night.
All right, buddy. We'll be in touch. Have a good one.
See you. Bye.
All right, Representative Richie Yao joining us this morning. Jane, thank you for joining us for this big announcement this morning. That's big news for the Chesterfield County veterans.
News.
And Angie's been a part of that event, singing, and so.
Yep, super fun.
All right, big news here on the program. All right, back to school, first day of school. More on that coming up as we continue on your Wednesday morning. Wake up, Mitch and Angie C on your radio. It's My FM.